Vex pork rinds and Texas cheer liquor. You can always chime in, dial or text 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 on Twitter or Threads, at Joe Reinigle 210, at Jason Minix, at SA Sports Star. We've got practice going on, but there is, real preseason football happening tonight. The Hall of Fame game is tonight, a game that you can listen to right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You get the Jets, you get the Browns, you'll get to see Aaron Rodgers in street clothes and Deshaun Watson in street clothes. But Kellen Mond, Reagan High School's own Kellen Mond, will get the start tonight for the Cleveland Browns.
Well, that's good. We'll get to see Kellen Mond. And I think Kellen is fighting for a job there. They had him listed on the depth chart as the third guy. And so he's in a fight there to stay on that roster.
I got to admit, I forgot that he was still there. I thought he was fighting for a job just to be in the NFL or just a regular job. I mean, because you see him back in San Antonio, and I mean, is he going to be able to stick around in Cleveland, or where can he stick around? I mean, I look at Kellen Mond and think, dude, you need the USFL or the XFL to go get some reps. I know you're an NFL guy, but after things didn't work out in Minnesota and last year Cleveland, I totally forgot that he was still there. I thought they had sent him packing.
Now he's still there as of now, and he works hard.
Dude, I'm a he works.
I see him.
Always a numbers guy.
Comes to my gym.
So Ray chews his
works
ear off
out.
Too?
Yeah. He works out. Hey, I don't think he works out with Ray.
Well, clearly,
but they're all kind of trainers there. And some of them are.
Ray only works out the 60 and older crowd.
No, Ray doesn't. He doesn't do me actually. But Kellen's there and he's working hard. That's my point. I hope he plays well tonight, and I hope he has. I hope he still makes it. Look, even if you're a backup or a third stringer on the practice squad,
dude,
wouldn't you rather be in the NFL?
I think about backup quarterbacks and the life that they live.
Yeah,
I remember when Cliff Kingsbury was the third string quarterback of the New England Patriots.
Right.
They won Super Bowl 38. And Cliff said, yep, I got a Super Bowl ring, man. I hold a clipboard like a champion.
Absolutely.
And that's what it is. It's a good life. So stick around as long as you can in the NFL if you're Kellen Mond. One of the big offseason stories for the Cowboys with the change in offensive coordinator or offensive play caller, although there is an OC here named Schottenheimer. But I mean, it's all about calling the plays, is Mike McCarthy had made the comment that he just wants to run the damn ball. And like anything with the Cowboys, you hear a headline and it takes a life of its own.
It does.
And Mike has tried to corral that and explain it over and over again. The Cowboys actually did run the ball a lot last year. He was asked about those comments again today about just running the damn ball.
Yeah, the run the ball comment was really tied to 2020. We were at lunch, we're having a nice time, and all the way up there to be with you wonderful people. And I don't know how maybe I misinterpreted it too, so I'll take some responsibility. Not, but in 2020. I mean, just look at the way we played. We had a lot of injuries. I think we played 4 quarterbacks. And, we had Zeke and Tony. So, when we came out of that, it was like, we need to run the ball more. And it's more about, the ball going to the, to your playmakers. So, but yeah, as far as running the football is very important, and it's very important for your offensive linemen not to be on their heels all day, and I think that's where, the run pass options come in, because, as long as you still have that run blocking unit coming off the ball, there's benefits to that. And, time of possession is something that'll be a focal point for me this year. We need to win that time of possession.
You can do that by running the football. But hearing McCarthy say that and looking around the NFL landscape as to what is happening with the running back position right now baffles me. I mean, it does. If it's that important to run the football, why are these running backs in no man's land?
They're disposable. I mean, in reality, they're disposable. They become paper plates. Now you've got paper plates that are like good for one setting.
Chinette,
right?
or yeah.
You know, and then you got other paper plates that maybe you can go back to a second time, third time. Some people I know might even wash them and save them for later. But ultimately, they're a paper plate. That's what they have turned into.
Who the hell washes paper plates?
I'm not going to say who's sitting at this. I don't know. I mean, but, you know, you get some of those good ones. Nobody's talking about you, Tim Spence. But I'm looking, Rob Thompson, I'm looking at.
He washes paper
No,
plates?
but he'll wipe it off and save it for later.
Oh, my goodness. I can't wait for him to get back in here.
Well, I mean, some of them are really nice. You could do that.
With a paper plate.
Well, I mean, they're kind of plastic. They're disposable.
Oh, well, plastic ones. Okay.
But they're disposable. You see what I'm saying?
Sure. And he washes them.
Well, washing and, I mean, it's not like they're going to be long-term around.
Is Rob opposed to spending money on said plates?
I don't think
He's trying to save money.
I don't think Rob is opposed to much of anything when it comes to leaving something around or reusing something.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
but
all right.
Running backs have become kind of like paper plates. They're disposable.
You know, it's funny because when you look at the Cowboys situation with their running back room, Tony Pollard playing on the tag, but the other two guys, they've been around a while, have they not?
Well, I mean, Malik Davis coming into his second year. Rico Dowdle has been around for a couple of years, although he hasn't played a regular season snap, I don't think, in 2 years. Certainly hasn't had any carries because of injuries. But the boys this morning asked Mike McCarthy, when the Cowboys head coach was on with Rob and Rudy on R&R in the morning, about the running back room.
Well, our running back room's different. You know,
yeah.
I mean, my first 3 years here, we had two dynamic runners. We had two number ones. So,
right.
I mean, you look at the 2020, version of the offense, you look at the numbers we ran the ball. I mean, they had to go up. I mean, that was the, number one focus coming out of that season. And so I thought we did a really good job, using Tony and Zeke in 21 and 22. But now that room looks differently, and how is that going to sort out? And that's why we're here at camp and working through it. But I love what the young running backs are doing. I mean, they've done a really nice job.
How would you quantify it now? You got an RB1 and an RB2 ABC.
Well, I mean, we have a veteran and a bunch of young guys. I mean, that's just the facts. So, and those young guys also play special teams. So special teams will be a big factor in how that sorts out.
Interesting comments by Mike McCarthy with the fellas this morning, because I don't think he knows, but I kind of don't think he knows. He's got to see how these guys play out. You got to see if Dowdle can stay healthy. Malik Davis, they were high on him, obviously drafted him out of Florida, but I mean, he doesn't know.
Well, and I look at Malik Davis last year, late in the season in the playoff loss to San Francisco. They didn't trust him enough to go to him after Tony Pollard broke his leg. Now, year 1 to year 2, we'll see what happens. I know that Rudy Jay from R&R in the morning is planting his flag on the Malik Davis hill. He loves that kid for whatever reason. So Rudy took the opportunity to try to get a little love for Malik Davis on R&R this morning.
I think he's clearly one of those guys that's making that jump year 1 to year 2 without a really good natural run skill. In his limited opportunities last year, he's done a good job in the weight room. He's stronger, and he's done a nice job with the pass protection responsibilities we've added to the running back room, and I think he'll be, he's a natural at check downs and working the underneath routes too. So yeah, I think he's developed very well.
Hey,
he has,
there you have it.
He has a lot of natural run skill.
Not a lot of natural run skill.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. So he's raw, basically, is what McCarthy just said. He's raw. He's got to improve. And look, and I know you feel differently, but I think Ronald Jones plays a part. Even though he's going to be suspended for the first 2 games of the season, I think he makes this ball club. He's at least from what we've been able to see out here, Ronald Jones looks pretty good.
He does look pretty good in the couple of padded practices. I will give you that. The veteran football IQ is certainly in his favor. But when you look at what they have invested in young players versus a veteran and the contract that they gave him, if they get the growth out of a Malik Davis that they want, I don't think Ronald Jones makes the team. If Vaughn can do anything. And the other part, Do you look at a veteran like Ronald Jones and say, okay, Rojo, what are you going to do on special teams? And he's going to be like, or, hey, Malik, need you on special teams. That guy, I think whoever does the most on special teams will be that third running back that makes the team.
We'll see. Ronald Jones isn't playing special teams, I promise you. I wonder if there's some paper plates over there. You think Rob will wash them?
Well, I mean, Rob has been known to wash paper plates, but not paper plates, the plasticky kind that, are sort of reusable, but not very often.
Okay.
I mean, it happens.
I've just never known anybody that washes paper plates.
Well, I mean, Rob just pointed out, why would I wash it when I could just reuse it? But ultimately, as Rob walks into the conversation, we've determined that the running back position has become paper plates. They're disposable. Some of them you can clean and keep going. Others you just throw away and you just go get another one that looks just like it. I mean, the end result's the same, especially if it's greasy pizza. That's what it boils down to. Are they done with practice out there? They're winding down. Let's check in with our Ochoa or Rudy Jay. Rudy Jay have it? We will check in with those guys as we continue after this update in Oxnard for Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage.
Live from the Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys training camp continues out here in Oxnard, California, but the big news today comes from San Antonio. The Spurs made it official. Frost Bank Center is now the new name for what once was the AT&T Center. We've got some football on tonight, the Hall of Fame game. The Jets take it on the Browns. You can catch that game right here on San Antonio Sports Star. It all begins at 6:30 with the pregame show.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix in Oxnard, California. Mid-70s, not a cloud in the sky that I could see. It is a perfect day here.
Baby
for
blue skies.
Dallas Cowboys at training camp. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Cowboys training camp coverage rolls on. While we're on the tennis courts, Rudy Jay is out on the football field as they are wrapping up practice. Rudy, I saw videos of Micah Parsons just having a day.
This is not Rudy. Rudy is incapacitated at the moment. Rudy went through one of the tackling dummies, and there was an accident. So we'll just leave it at that.
Did he pull a Jane Slater?
Not quite, but I'll just say the medical staff is tending to Rudy Jay. So
the medical staff tending to Rudy Jay. Is he going to have to change his shorts for the third time today?
We're going to need more than a short change for Rudy at this point. I mean, we're going to need it might be a romper situation he needs after this, but
that pony jacket not coming clutch.
Right. The session is over. Weed out. Rudy is up, and now he's looking for Malik Davis. He is like a magnet at this point, just drawn like a moth to a flame. So we'll see how things ultimately wind up in that sense. It's kind of a family vibe. There's a lot of families out here, more than usual with the players.
Well, one of the things that you'll see, RJ, the day before a day off, the family's like a weekend in LA. So the players get kind of a light day tomorrow. So maybe they get a little family time heading into the weekend.
I think that's what we're on the precipice of, or what we're experiencing here. Because I would say there's probably like 200 family members out here. And that's what led to Rudy's injury. He tried to sneak in as a member of a family. It did not work out. Security got involved, like I said. So Rudy's in a tough spot. Our thoughts and prayers for our man.
Yeah, RJ, I got to ask you about, again, Micah Parsons was just abusing Tyron Smith again today. I've seen videos pop up here on Twitter, and nobody can stop this guy. But it leads me to this. Look, fortunately for that Cowboys offensive line, they're not going to have to worry about Micah Parsons. But I'm concerned about that offensive line at this point in time in camp. What are you seeing out there?
Honestly, I would say today was a really I took down notes as I do, a really clunky day for the offense. I'm not at all diminishing the value or the prowess that Micah Parsons holds, but this was kind of an easy day to dominate the offense. I mean, there were like 3 different botched snaps, just as an example of the lack of coordination. I wouldn't say communication, but coordination between the offense. And Micah was not alone. I mean, we've sang enough songs about Micah. Dante Fowler was the guy who kind of stood out to me today. Dante Fowler was all up in the business of both Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush. So, I mean, that just kind of speaks to what we talk about, the quality of pass rushers the Cowboys have. They've obviously got Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, Sam Williams, Dorrance Armstrong. People forget about Dante Fowler. He's deeper down the depth chart, but he is just as valuable.
RJ Ochoa out on the practice fields. His dad skills kicking in with the baby crying in the background. RJ doing his best to stay focused and not run and attend to his, because he hasn't heard that at the house for a couple of days, which has probably been nice for him. You talk about a defensive player, and this is a play that we saw on video after we were doing the show, so no longer watching practice. But Osa Digizua blew up a double team. Tyron Smith blocked in to help double, and he blew up the guard and Tyron, while Micah had no problem getting by Peyton Hendershot. Now, I'm going to hope that in a real play, in a real game, if Dak Prescott were to see that at the line of scrimmage, he would check out of that, because that was disaster waiting to happen. But how was Osa looked out there in your eyes?
Yeah, I think that's really great. The proper term is Wingardium Leviosa. Just to be clear, that's the trademark that I have incorporated for him. I know you both well understand that reference, but Osa played really well. I thought today Quentin Bohanna also played well, more of a run stuffer for the Cowboys. And at one point, Rudy was actually the one to notice this as he kind of dusts himself off now. And this is not abnormal. This happened before. Cowboys had DeMarcus Lawrence playing a little bit of 3 techs. I mean, they're mixing up who they're lining up over the middle right there. But I mean, again, it's hard to pick one person today. It was a really defensive heavy day.
Interesting out there, and I'm again, I'm going to continue to watch that offensive line. That really concerns me. Obviously, you know where I'm at with Zach Martin. He needs to get into camp. They need to pay the guy. Ronald Jones, Minix and I were talking about the running back situation. I don't know what your thoughts are, RJ, and I'd be curious to hear what they are on Ronald Jones. I think this guy is playing – he's doing very well. I think he's having a good camp. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that's a great and astute observation by you, Joe. In fact, that was another note that Rudy and I kind of shared with one another. I mean, at one point it was like, that's Ronald Jones. Like there was a little bit of like, okay. I mean, and you can understand the sense of belief or the sense of optimism around him that the Cowboys have had to this point. Deuce Vaughn also looked great today. I mean, they have a bevy of options, which is why, as fun as it is, the Zeke Elliott return storyline is just kind of hard to buy into, because Tony Pollard's obviously great. Deuce Vaughn, he had a little wheel route that he took for about 35 yards. Ronald Jones had some tough yards, and he doesn't – I mean, I know everybody's super concerned and like, what's going to happen when we're down near the goal line? We've traveled 99 yards. We're not going to be able to get one more. But Ronald Jones is not this slow back. He had a lot of burst and a lot of speed here today.
Well, in Ronald Jones' size, close to that of Rico Dowdle. I mean, they're almost about the same size. So you're looking for goal line situations. And look, I mean, Ronald priority at our beach house. He hasn't come up one time in our arguments of all the different players that we have had, and we've had a lot of arguments about running backs, and you don't hear Ronald Jones' name enough. But I don't know that he's going to contribute on special teams, so we'll see if he actually makes the 53, and I think that's more of a sign of either how good or how bad of a camp Malik Davis and Rico Dowdle have, and we really won't know that until we see these guys in some preseason games.
Yeah, well, thankfully that starts next week. In fact, that starts tonight around the NFL, obviously. I know you guys have been talking about that. Look, this is not a roster that's lacking for running back options, which is why, I mean, it's ultimately a very good problem to have. I feel this, again, like you have days. Tuesday was an offensive heavy day. Today was a defensive heavy day. It's just, that's the way this goes. When you have 2 top 5 units, one day one's going to win, and another day another's going to win. There are talented players all over the place, and today was a really good example of that.
Going to be interesting to see, RJ. I tell you what, I think as far as the padded practices have gone, I've learned a lot in my time out here. Excuse me. I think that I really do. I mean, you see things out here that you just don't get a chance to see anywhere else. And just the battle of the offensive line and the defensive line and what Micah Parsons is able to do, there's no telling what that kid can do this year. I mean, he is incredible.
Not at all. He told y'all it was, he took in specifying over-under, but he said over 13.5 sacks. I mean, he's a tone setter. He's a lion. I mean, he's got like 1,000 nicknames. I'm very, very optimistic about him. But more than anything, I'm starting to become way more excited about what's around him because we know Micah's great. We know CeeDee Lamb is great, but we're really starting to see the lesser known names, the players whose jerseys aren't necessarily available in the pro shop. They're the ones who are out here dominating on a daily basis, and that's a really exciting thing.
RJ, as RJ Ochoa joins us from the field here in Oxnard, you watch the secondary in the 11-on-11, and you get to see some, not named Gilmore, not named Diggs, with Donovan Wilson out. Tell me who has caught your eye from the safety position and some of those other corners that are out here battling.
I tell you what, I mean, obviously Jaron Kearse is still out here, but Tyler Coyle, a second-year undrafted free agent, had a nice moment here today as well. So is it ideal to be down 2 options? No, but Tyler Coyle is solid enough. I mean, he's an option. Marquise Bell's an option. The Cowboys are at a place where, again, they've been very wise about how they've acquired talent, how they've loaded up the roster all the way down. So you have, I think it was really well said by Mike McCarthy today, talking about Zach Martin not being here when McCarthy was on with the guys in the morning. It's an opportunity, right? It's an opportunity for a Josh Ball to get some right guard snaps. And so while you would prefer Donovan Wilson to be out here, the fact that Tyler Coyle has gotten a little bit more run in his absence, that's an opportunity that that's a silver lining that you've created out of this situation.
Yeah, Tyler Coyle, undrafted out of Purdue, so a Big Ten type, getting his second NFL training camp experience. And again, like you said, opportunity for him to shine.
Yeah, it's by the way, Trayvon Diggs is walking around in his socks, just so we're clear.
I don't blame him for that.
Yeah, it looks very comfortable. I mean,
absolutely.
I'm jealous.
He doesn't have to wash those socks.
Well, that's true, but I'm curious. You're jealous he's walking around in socks. You were freaked out that we went barefoot on the beach yesterday while you're the only one that stayed in your Crocs the whole time. Everybody else toes in the sand, and you were mortified by that.
I wasn't freaked out. I just said I have more terrain. I have more, strength under my feet, and that's true. I had less of a difficult time walking than you all did.
No, let's set the record straight, because your comments directly to me were, "You're going to go barefoot? What if there's glass in the sand?"
Yeah, I'm always playing defense. Put me up with Tyler Coyle and Donovan Wilson and Jaron Kearse. Again, I'm always on the lookout.
Well,
I'm not apologizing for valuing my feet.
Just so you know, RJ, and I know you were curious about this, there was no glass in the sand that I found.
Well, you know what? If there had been, you'd have been in the emergency room. That would have been on you, not on me.
I survived.
I could have walked on lava yesterday, Joe, and I would have been just fine.
Those Crocs might have melted in between your toes.
I don't know how. I've been on the air a lot of times here. My toes have never been a subject of discussion.
And they never will be again. I promise you.
A lot of Crocs out here too. They're mostly on little children though. But yeah, there are Crocs out here as well. If you're curious about the footwear that is on the practice field at the moment.
Our little child, RJ Ochoa, in his Crocs on the practice field. Appreciate it, RJ. Go round up some good interviews.
Doyle rules.
What?
The mom of that kid gave Rudy some leave. So he's on the mend right now.
So Rudy is going to survive. Thoughts and prayers. Tweet the thoughts and prayers over to Rudy. Is Dak still out there? Because we're waiting for him over here. I mean, we got a chair here for him. We got some water. We're ready for him. Is he still out there?
I'm telling you, there have got to be 500 people out here right now. So it's very difficult.
We jumped from 200 to 500 in 4 minutes.
That's amazing. They continue to let people in.
Yeah, well, there's a stampede of Crocs. So, Dak is, I think, en route on the way. I heard him walk by somewhere and say, "I got to meet Jason and Joe." That's what those are his exact words. I would never lie like that.
RJ Ochoa, our lying child, from the practice field. We'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Peace.
Sort of corny exit line, and Pledge just flat cut him off.
Well, you didn't hear the O'Doyle rules.
Well, but he would have come up with another one. I mean, that is kind of the calling card for R.J. Ochoa, and James Pledge are totally CB'd him on that.
Well, I'm going to tell you, and I appreciate it, Pledge, to be honest with you.
Me too.
R.J. is a fountain of knowledge when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
But he's a different cat.
Yes.
And I say that with all the love in the world. But he is a different dude.
If you're not quite like Ryan Eagle, he calls you different.
No. RJ's not quite like anybody.
When you beat Joe in an argument, Joe calls you a different cat.
I don't think that happened.
I think scoreboard says it all.
All right.
RJ dominated last night. You went to bed.
Dude, okay. All right, y'all want to be that way? We're going to start recording all of these things.
No, we don't need to
because it was RJ and Clarence Hill against me, and I think that
I mean, it was Mike Tyson against Peter McNeely. It was awful for
dude,
you.
Don't lie like that. That's just stupid. I mean, it really is. Don't lie.
Uh-huh. We'll see. We'll continue this as we continue and wait for Dak Prescott here live. He will join us within the hour here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need T-shirts screen printed, go see Sam. It's back to school time. Maybe your club, your organization has an event, something going on. You need T-shirts. Sam will get you taken care of. The family reunion. If you need caps, Sam has over 12,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. Sammy has all the big name brands: North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. And he's the only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround, and you know nobody has. 3,900 inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
The guys are on the road again. This time, San Antonio Sports Star travels to Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California.
Deep down the right side. Oh, it's caught.
With the full support of AA Best Bail Bonds, providing complete backup for any of those things that happen while on the road. Nobody provides better coverage of training camp than 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Left side of the end zone. Touchdown.
We'll hear from the players, coaches, be right in the middle of the media frenzy, and of course, hear from owner Jerry Jones.
We get to suck on that all week.
It's Cowboys training camp, live from Oxnard, California. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Texas Cheer Liquor, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, and SASportsStar.com.
SA Card House is the premier card house in San Antonio. That's right. All of our poker plan listeners tuning in, SA Card House is a must visit. It offers a beautiful atmosphere. It's clean, it's inviting, and it's top-notch customer service for your poker playing pleasure. SA Card House brings a unique and completely new vibe to card houses, offering games for all skill levels, which is why I'm so in love with it, because I'm just a beginner. I go in there and they make me feel welcome, and everybody kind of teaches you the game. And they got games for you professional level poker players. And don't forget about Foster's and Grill. I've had just about every chefs in there, all great food, and I've had the best banana bread pudding that you can possibly ever have. Everything's made from scratch, and of course the poker playing is top notch. SA Card House is a private social club, and they're always accepting new memberships. Visit sacardhouse.com for more info. Stop in for a quick drink. Check the space out. That's SA Card House at Bitters and 281.
It's patio season, so get over to the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road to enjoy the great South Texas weather. As always, ice-cold beer and specialty drinks, happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6, and the kitchen is open late until 2 a.m. every day. Add the Roo Pub into your lunch rotation. With those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around, you know there is no better place to watch a game, and they always have all the fights. The Roo Pub, next to the Angry Elephant, 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo. If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. I want to take a moment to talk to you about advertising on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Yeah, we get this question quite a bit. Here's what you have to do. Contact Morgan Harrison via email. It's morgan.harrison@alphamediausa.com. From there, she's going to have one of our folks connect with you on how you can advertise right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Or since Alpha Media is a full-service advertising company, online, other radio stations, and even television, since that's just about all through the internet. Happy connecting.
It's Hot Ticket Thursday. Be the ninth caller at 210-656-ESPN. And you could be on your way. The hottest tickets to the hottest events. Ninth caller wins.
Get back!
656 ESPN. Going to win a pair of tickets to take me to go see Godsmack and Stained at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater August 31st. That's going to be one hell of a show.
What? Ought to be a lot of fun. Is that me?
Yeah, that would be you.
I didn't know it was turned off. But I guess it'll be a good show. I'll take your word for it.
Godsmack?
Yeah.
Or Stained?
Either one.
Well, you know that's two different bands, right?
I said either one.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
You don't think that's one band?
No, I don't.
A Stained Godsmack?
You could have named their band that. That would have been all right, I guess, if they wanted to.
Somebody will.
I don't understand the Godsmack and the what was the other one?
Stained.
Okay. Just got a tweet here from Mike Leslie.
Uh-huh.
Apparently he talked with Trayvon Diggs a few minutes ago. And this is a quote from his text. Says that he wants the national media to stay out of our business. Diggs says he has the utmost respect for Dak and says those that don't even talk about the trash talk moments after, whatever that meant. But there you go.
I get where Trayvon Diggs is coming from. You can't do that, dude. Stay out of our business. You are a member of the Dallas Cowboys that has an owner that wants every bit of your business out in public. Every bit of your business is in public when you're a part of Dallas Cowboys. I know that because it's Diggs and what he said and what national media types like a LaShawn McCoy are saying that clearly by calling Dak a bitch, he doesn't respect him. And, you know, Dick can say, I've got the utmost respect for Dak Prescott, and I'm guessing he does. They seem like they spend time together away from the football field, right? But you can't say, well, just stay out of our business.
Well, look, again, Dallas Cowboys dominate just about every sports show there is. I'm watching this morning, half of the show on Got Up was about the Dallas Cowboys.
or Get Up.
Got Up. I got up to watch Get Up.
You get up early enough to see Get Up. I wake up out here and First Take is already on. It pisses me off.
Well, dude, I don't know how Your alarm goes off 5 times for about 15 minutes
that's
each.
so you can wake up for Greeny. I still don't get up till.
I've been way before that. But look, whether it's either the New York Jets or the Dallas Cowboys. That's the entire show. So they wake up in the morning and say, "What are we going to talk about?" Well, we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Jets. That's it. That's all they talk about.
And again, For Diggs, I know he's doing a little damage control here, and probably went over to Dak. I would like to think, hey, dude. Although I don't even know that he needed to go over to Dak. Again, if that was meant the way it has been portrayed by former players, not just talking heads, but former players that understand the locker room culture better than we do. Because I know Dan Orlovsky's in that mix as well, right? I not just McCoy, but you look at it and you say, I don't know that Dak needs Diggs to say anything, but if you're Diggs, clearly you're doing a little damage control here. I mean, you tweeted out, now you're talking about it with media walking off the field, and let's face it, Trayvon Diggs hasn't done a ton of media since the end of last season.
He really hasn't, and now he's got all his money. He doesn't want to talk about it. Look, I think it all if he wouldn't have used bitch, then I don't think any of this blows up. But the fact that he used that's what the players are picking up on, and that's what they're saying and using as their argument that he doesn't respect Dak Prescott. And so and you kind of got to wonder. I mean, I don't know if that's what they say on a regular basis. I don't know. But I think they were genuinely, at least at that moment, even the best of friends can get upset with each other. At that moment, I think they were a little upset with each other. Not to say that there's no respect, but I think it was in that moment, in the heat of that moment, that things got a little out of hand.
When you look at what we see here at training camp, what our friends that cover the Dallas Cowboys on a daily basis have told us, there is no division in that locker room. We have seen teams with a divided locker room in the past, but the narrative that, those defensive guys are getting pissed at Dak because he hasn't gotten it done in the playoffs the last 2 years, that's not the case here from what we're seeing and what we're hearing from those that cover this team on the daily, like a Clarence Hill or a John Machota.
No, and those guys obviously are around this team all the time. But at that moment, Jason, I think there's no division. There's no division in the locker room.
No.
But at that moment in time, Trayvon and Dak had some words. I don't know what else had happened that day. And I think they were genuinely upset with each other for whatever reason, or Diggs just talking smack or whatever.
Competing in practice, that happens.
That it happens. It happens to anybody. Doesn't matter how good of friends you may be. People get upset with each other from time to time. It happens, and this thing has been blown way out of proportion.
Well, it really has. And again, Mike McCarthy said earlier today during his press conference that trash talking is a part of the game. In fact, he used the term, it's part of our culture, and he does nothing to police it.
Well, I mean, trash talking is part of our environment. So I don't referee that, and it's there's it goes on in the lunch line. So I mean, it's not like it's something new, and it's been going on as long as I've been in this league. So yeah, I think that's just part of our our culture and guys competing. But in Mike's case, we have practice ethic, rules and structure to our drills, and you go through these spots all the time. But we don't hit the quarterback. I mean, the quarterback hasn't been hit, as far as the way you practice and in my 30 years that I could recall in this league. So that's all part of working together, and the discipline of the rush lane discipline, the discipline of the pass protection unit, fitting together. And this is why you have camp. I mean, we have a tremendous amount of work to do in the area of technique and fundamentals, and you're only going to get it done in pads. If you think about it, the offensive lineman and the D lineman, this is really the only third practice that they can really engage and compete that's similar, not all the way to game day, where the perimeter has, they have more opportunities to compete at a full speed full speed mode.
You know, it's interesting that he transitioned into the Micah Parsons hit on Dak Prescott on Tuesday, which was dangerously close to a disaster for this football team. And, you know, I know Micah goes 100 miles an hour. That's the way he plays, the way he does everything. But that hit, not intentional, but he got really close, hit Dak in the legs. That could have been a disaster for this football team. And I saw, you see today from the videos we've watched and looking out there in practice that Mike is not getting anywhere close to Dak Prescott today.
Yeah, I think he got the message.
Yeah.
I think he got the message, and what you saw today is what it always has been. And again, I go back to, you know, Dat Wynn used to tell the story, you wouldn't get within 5 feet of Troy Aikman. Bill Parcells would have cut you, depending on who you were, if Troy would have hit a hand on your helmet. You didn't come close to the quarterback.
Well, and Micah shouldn't have, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a dangerous play by Micah Parsons, something that he's gonna learn from, and he will stay away from his quarterback from here on out, because he could have blown him up today. I saw on numerous occasions where Micah Parsons abusing Tyron Smith, just abusing that man. And he could have blown up Dak 5 times today.
Yeah, defense won the day today for sure. In the 3 padded practices that we've been in Oxnard for, defense 2, offense 1. You got 2 really good teams. You kind of expect that. And again, in practice, you're staying with the script. Some of those plays, good Lord, I hope that Dak would have checked out of those based on those defensive fronts and what was there, but he was staying with the script. Jesse Kidd on our YouTube, has Dak stopped by yet?
Not yet.
Not
Jesse.
yet.
Not yet. We're waiting on him.
We're waiting on him soon. Practice is over. He is expected to do the podium, and then shortly thereafter, he'll be on the Blitz. So within the hour, I would say, right?
Let's hope so. Well, we're off at 6. So let's hope he gets here before that.
Somehow, I think we would stay on late if they said he was coming.
Absolutely.
I mean, it would be overtime with the Blitz, and, you know, we might be in the middle of the Hall of Fame game that you can listen to tonight here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. But if Dak is on his way, we will stay on the air, and he'll be here within the hour.
He will.
It's what, 3:30?
Is it? Yes,
3:30 San Antonio time.
So by 4:30.
Yeah, in the hour. I mean, Dak isn't missing dinner, and we'll get to him before we get to dinner. But as I look across the table, it looks like our morning guys need a nap.
They do.
I mean, Rob Thompson is doing his best impression of Rudy Jay in a moving vehicle.
Well, it's still, you know, Rudy, I say things, and Rudy gives me this look. He's got that look that he gives.
Well, he's wearing a bucket hat and shades. I don't know how you could tell in a sweet pony jacket that was awesome in 1984. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage continues here in Oxnard, and you know nobody ever does plan on getting arrested. You just don't plan on it for the most part. But if you do, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that for stress-free bail bonds is calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Hi, April Ansira here from the Ansira Auto Group. And I'm Danielle Gunter, Executive Director of Texas Yes, here to tell you about Drive Away for Education raffle. With your purchase of a raffle ticket, you'll be directly benefiting students in schools across the state. And the winner will choose from a new Chevy, Nissan, Jeep, Volkswagen, or Kia, sponsored by the Ansira Auto Group.
Purchase your raffle ticket today at texasyesproject.org.
when are responsible for tax, title, and license and federal withholding tax.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So what do you provide? Cookie cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you can get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare. And that's MediShare. You get both. The typical family saves $500 a month switching to MediShare. And that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. It's because MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge PPO network. So yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. If you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
O'Reilly. Protect your engine with Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is designed for today's engines to dissipate heat and reduce friction and wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic in a MicroGuard Select oil filter for just $33.99, plus 2 times O Rewards points. Limits apply. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
So you're in the middle of a kitchen update, and you can't tell if that's a faucet stem or a flange. With the Home Depot app, doing doesn't miss a beat. It'll find what you need in a snap, and it'll show you how to find it in store with a tap. Or get it delivered free. For doing that doesn't stop, download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Pennzoil Platinum can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP extended life oil filter for only $35.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com. Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you grilled or smoked, and you could win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market.
So good and tasty.
Grilling with the Blitz. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. A Dak Prescott update. He'll be on the Blitz in about 30 minutes.
Approximately, depending on how long he stays up on the podium.
I know when he was walking by us just a moment ago, he gave the 3 and the 0 9. So I think 30,
he gave you a signal.
30 minutes.
Wow.
30 minutes.
I didn't know you and Dak were tight like that.
Oh, the hand signals, man. We're all, you know.
Well, that explains a lot, Minix.
What do you mean?
Well, now I understand. I didn't realize you guys were like, boys and all.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to stretch the truth at all.
Well, no.
I mean,
you never do that, of course.
Never. Let's see if he is on the podium now. Let's go to Dak Prescott live right now on the podium. Pledge. Apparently, we're not going to go to Dak Prescott live. Go to Access 2 or Access 1.
There was panic.
This is okay. This is technical stuff. Yeah, no, turn that down.
Yeah, we'll
turn that down.
We'll hear from Dak live when he sits down with us here in about 30 minutes or so.
Yeah. So I mean, and so you look at that. He's on the podium now. I'm sure he's getting asked, and we will ask him all the pertinent questions. But I will ask you guys this: is there a question that you would like us to ask Dak Prescott? Tweet us at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. Tweet the station at SA Sports Star. And if we, I mean, I'm not going to promise, but if you're RJ Ochoa and you tweet, can you ask him this? We will say our listener at RJ Ochoa wants to hear this. Although I won't ask anything RJ wants to know because he's RJ Ochoa. Yeah. And quite frankly, RJ just wants a picture. He ain't gonna lie. He's just here for the pictures.
Well, between you and RJ, I'm afraid I'm going to get in the way of the leg humping once Dak gets over here, and I'm really nervous about that.
You're nervous about leg humping. I mean, we were scheduled to talk to a very specific tight end. It was all for it until he realized if he came in here, you were going to act like a dog on his leg, and he's decided not to come.
No, I was just going to ask for a percentage of his big contract that he'll get. Because I discovered the guy. I told all of San Antonio about him.
Yeah, you discovered the guy.
I did.
I mean, we don't stretch the truth ever here.
Of course
here on the Blitz.
Well, you've stretched it a lot today.
But now you've gone from leg humping to getting a percentage. I mean, there is a term for that in the sports world.
Was it a pimp?
Not at all. Not at all.
Or is it what Trayvon called Dak?
No, that's not it either. We'll educate Mr. Reinagle probably later tonight over beers at the Rudder Room.
Okay, good. I'll look forward to that.
As Dak Prescott is about 30 minutes or so away from joining us here on the Blitz, the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys was on this morning with Rob Thompson and Rudy Jay on R&R in the morning. And obviously this year is going to be a different year for this Cowboys offense, mainly because of play calling, and that's going to be a storyline until probably week 3, week 4, or there's a really idiotic play. I mean, let's face it. We will get into the season and not even really think, well, Mike McCarthy's the play caller now. What was that? I mean, at some point, plays are going to happen, and that's going to leave the back of your brain. But Mike McCarthy's preparation for this year started way back when they decided that Keller was not going to be here and get a beta player just to start preparing for this year's season.
Well, I did. I had great family time on the break, but I spent a lot of time going back and just making sure things I've done in my past, if a couple of wrinkles that I wanted to bring in, because I think just like everything, and I've done it every year. You have a system, you have a scheme, evaluation, implementation, you're building it.
Right.
Then you have the draft, and you get a Deuce Vaughn and then Brandon Cooks. Do we have enough, Turp. And so, I mean, just making sure, bringing some new ideas. So, we have some wrinkles that we'll put in later. that'll come out of those conversations. But so I've always spent pretty much the first 2 weeks because your head's still in the football.
Right.
You go on vacation, so you're still into it. So, but it was fun. I was watching old beta cam tapes and quarterback schools from the New Orleans Saints.
Old beta cam tapes. Now, I'm assuming by that he means they were shot on that. He's probably got them on a disc now or on a computer. I mean, beta cam goes back a way.
Well, I mean, you think about betas are like your grandparents' slides. Did you remember when you used to go visit your grandparents and they'd break out the slide projector and you realized you were in for about 3 hours of hell?
Yes.
I mean, but now you could get those slides and get them put onto a DVD, if you will, or some sort of thumb drive, that sort of stuff. But I think one of the issues and last year, you wonder how good the offensive line play was because they've talked so much about him at play calling and a focus on the calls at the line of scrimmage and the different techniques that they're using at the line of scrimmage. With Zach Martin not in the room right now, obviously that's a big talking point. And Mike McCarthy, as a coach would, it's a next man up opportunity.
I mean, we got Josh Ball in there, and we'll just keep working those guys.
Okay.
Zach's situation is business, and we miss him. Don't get me wrong.
No, of course.
Everybody loves him,
of course,
and all that. But this is a healthy opportunity for these young players. These are reps that they can use. Especially against the number one defense. Zach and Tyron. We're going to be on a pitch count anyways. So coming in here, you got to be smart with those guys. So we'll just keep working these young guys.
Well, I hope Tyron gets a little R&R. He needs it after he's been destroyed by Micah Parsons entire camp.
And you realize just how good Tyron Smith is, which tells you just how great Micah Parsons is. It is incredible.
Well, how quick he is for sure. I mean, the man is quick. He just has moves, and it's going to be tough for any offensive lineman to stay in front of that young man.
Well, and again, I mean, you look at the offensive line getting a lot more attention with the holdout of Zach Martin. And I do think even if Zach were in camp, because there has been such emphasis on offensive line play, Rob and Rudy were talking with him this morning about how you train and develop all those offensive linemen.
Look at the individual, number one, and what is his skill set. So, is he a one-position player? Is he a two-position player? And then, sometimes you have a guy that can play all three positions. So that's the starting point. So the ample number of time that you get them trained. Now, you may only be able to get them trained in the technique and the physicality part of it, but then you can train them in the mental part of it through the walkthrough. So it's just, once again, establishing the individual's ability to play multiple positions.
How many more reps do you need to do that for real?
You never have enough.
I know, but I mean, is it like another month? I mean,
well, yeah. Well, you guys have been around. Training camp's a lot different today than it was, 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. So, but that's where you have to get it done in the classroom. You have to get it done in the walkthroughs. But in the offensive line, I mean, that's a hard position, and it's, there's a, thought that you always give linemen 3 years to find out where they're at. I mean, we also had a pandemic in the middle of that evaluation period too. So, I mean, that's real. I think young players, because you don't get the first padded practice was really the first rep of all their training that really was what they can tie to getting ready for the game. I mean, perimeter guys can go full speed, against one another in helmets, and get the work. The linemen don't get that. They don't get that. I mean, I can remember being on the MAD committee for coaches committee. John Madden used to say it all the time. What can we do to help? He's an old line coach. His original was an offensive line coach, and it was a point well made. What can we do to help these offensive linemen? I mean, it's such a disadvantage to start the season just from a training perspective. It's they don't get the trips to the plate that the other positions do.
Boy, breaking out a John Madden quote. You got to like that.
But it goes back to when John Madden was around. And, what do you do? I mean, and you look at the development of a guy like Terrence Steele. Could Josh Ball or Farniok or Walesko, some of those guys that the Cowboys constantly tell us about, but when I've seen Josh Ball on the field, I'm okay not seeing him again unless he really does have that kind of progression like we've seen them develop in Terrence Steele.
Well, they may need to. And just going back to what McCarthy was talking about, Zach Martin, I think McCarthy's pretty comfortable that Zach Martin's going to be here. He's going to be here.
Well, and again, it kind of comes down to, does he get paid? Or at what point is he tired of collecting the fines? Because everything that we've heard from Jerry on this radio station when he was on with R&R in the morning, or Stephen Jones when he was on with us on the Blitz yesterday, or every other interview that the Dallas Cowboys have done between Stephen and Jerry, they seem dug in that they don't want to redo a Zach Martin deal right now. And quite honestly, I look at Zach and I pay the man. I thought we would see him at some point while we were out here. While we're out,
look, it's week 2 of training camp. We haven't even played one preseason game yet.
Yeah,
and so anybody that is trying to say that he's not going to sign and not going to be here is just not thinking straight.
Well, he won't miss that Giants game.
No, he won't.
He won't miss that Giants game.
By the way, we're talking like we're covering a golf tournament right now.
Well, I mean, we heard you trying to do some football play-by-play earlier today, and that didn't go over well. So now
Jerry was looking at me.
Now we've switched over to Jim Nance at the Masters.
Well,
hello, friends.
Because number 4 is having a press conference.
Yeah, and he's going to be on with us here in next half hour or so, give or take. Dak Prescott will be here live on the Blitz. If you've got a question that you want us to ask the Cowboys quarterback, at Joe Reinagle 210, at Jason Minix. More of our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage as we continue here from Oxnard, California.
First, though, I want to congratulate my friends at Parkhurst New Vision, voted best LASIK in San Antonio. That's really a no-brainer. I mean, these folks are pros through and through, and they do the job. They do it right. I had lens replacement surgery at Parkhurst New Vision about 3 weeks ago, and I tell you what, it has completely changed my life. I see things better than I did 30 years ago. It's incredible. Don't drag the readers around. No more glasses, nothing. I can even read a menu in a dark restaurant. It is incredible, and they're still not finished adjusting it. So I'm going to even see better in the coming days. Can't wait for that. Look, if you're tired of dragging the readers around and you want to get rid of your glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or you can check them out online at sanantoniolasic.com. They offer a variety of services. The lens replacement that I got, they can do LASIK and they can do cataract surgery, all of which are going to change the way you see the world. Give them a call, Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020.
It's R&R in the morning.
Friday on R&R in the morning, we listen to what Dak Prescott had to tell the Blitz. Also, we recap what we saw at practice from Thursday, and we wrap up our trip to Oxnard. Last day on the tennis court, Dak Prescott. We'll see if we can wipe that lipstick that Jason Minix left off of Dak's cheek. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Lowe's knows how to save pros time and money. Right now, get 10% off all kitchen cabinet orders of $1,000 or more. Plus, MVP's Pro Rewards members earn double the bonus points on select stock cabinets through August 4th. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Must ask cashier to apply discount barcode at time of purchase. Discount on cabinet purchase only. Coupon cannot be used with any other discount. Valid 7/27 through 8/9. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back. The 2023 Hunters Extravaganza, August 18th through the 20th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. Fun for the whole family. Check out hunting seminars, all the latest hunting equipment, last season's best bucks from our annual deer contest, contests, and for the little hunters, games, live alligators, snakes, and more. For details and tickets, go to huntersextravaganza.com. August 18th through the 20th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. The 2023 Hunters Extravaganza.
It's patio season, so get over to the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road to enjoy the great South Texas weather. As always, ice cold beer and specialty drinks, happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6, and the kitchen is open late until 2 a.m. every day. Add the Roo Pub into your lunch rotation with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. You know there is no better place to watch a game, and they always have all the fights. The Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
The only gun show left in San Antonio returns to the Shriner Auditorium, 1604 in Blanco. Can't make it this weekend? This Friday, Texas Gun Shows is open 4 to 7 p.m. and 10 to 5 Saturday and 10 to 4 Sunday. Texas Gun Shows, Shriner Auditorium, this Friday through Sunday.
Jason Minix here for Tri-County Meat Market. Before you fire up that grill, make sure to get into Tri-County Meat Market. They now feature MTX beef raised, fed, and harvested from the family-owned and operated ranch in the Texas Hill Country. And Tri-County has everything you need to up your grilling game, from that beef, chicken, pork, fajitas, poppers, and more. And you can always take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25. They always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market on Ralph Fair Road and on Heavener, online at tricountymeat.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The Jim Rome Show is coming to San Antonio.
He's great. He's awesome. The guy's insane.
The Jim Rome Show debuts Monday, August 14th at 12 noon on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Live in Oxnard, California. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage continues. And now it's the countdown to when Dak Prescott arrives.
He's off the podium, off the stage. So all those reporters are done. Now he's going to start his Radio Row tour. And so he'll get to us here shortly. So stay tuned. Look, if you got to be somewhere, take it with you. Yeah, watch us on YouTube. You don't want to miss this interview.
And again, if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. You can call, you can text, you can tweet. What you shouldn't do, though, if you follow Waffle Announcing on Facebook, they advertise a
it's medication that helps you perform in the bedroom.
Well, see, actually, that's not it. It's to enlarge that ultimately,
which will help you perform in the bedroom.
Look, there's a lot of pills out there that, or things out there that will help you perform. But this one, on an ad that's on Awful Announcing's Facebook page, enlarge by at least 4.3 inches in 7 days.
Well, but look.
Now, Awful Announcing is saying don't buy that. We haven't had access to our Facebook page for over 40 days, and they can't get Facebook and Meta to help.
So
it's got a big swinger.
Yeah. So, I mean, you see, it's one thing about being ready. But to add 4.3, in 7 days.
Well, who would fall for that anyway?
Rudy Jay raised his hand.
So
I like it thick.
All of the above, yes. Yeah, that is crazy. I saw that on Twitter, and they're just warning people not to buy that medication or whatever it is, supplement, whatever it's called. Why do they advertise 4.3? Instead of just 4 or 5 or 4.5, 4.3.
Studies matter. It makes it look like it was very accurate, and at the very least, at least it says 4.3 inches in just 7 days.
7 days.
Suck on that all week.
7 days.
Yes.
Wow.
Also, it says unconditional refunds for dissatisfaction.
Sure.
Why would you order that if you saw that?
Well, because anything that sounds too good to be true usually is.
Well, that's why they go 4.3.
What sounds too good to be true? I mean, give me a realistic number. I mean, in a week,
What do you want?
right?
Do you want 2.8?
How about 2.5?
I mean,
maybe I said, well, maybe that could happen. I don't know.
Yeah.
But 4.3?
4.3.
Come on.
At least.
Yeah.
Not if you're lucky, but at least.
At least. So it may be more than that.
It could be.
We're gonna round up.
At least, but they didn't want to round up because that might have been false advertising. Although, according to Awful Announcing, this is false advertising.
Apparently so. Don't buy that. Have you seen that ad, by the way?
I have not. I have not. I have not seen it until they just pointed it out. Let me rephrase that. I have not seen it until Joe Reinagle pointed it out.
I did. Well, I follow Awful Announcing on Twitter or whatever it's called these days.
Twitter.
X, Pro, repost. And I just saw that and it caught my eye.
Well, of course, because it's promising 4.3 inches.
I wonder if I can cancel my subscription.
He's got a big swinger.
I wonder if I can cancel my order real quick.
They've already got your credit card, man. They've already got your credit card.
Those guys.
Wonder how much that was. How much was that?
They didn't say. They just said don't order it.
Well, which kind of makes you want to go order it.
Probably $19.95
for 4.3 inches.
There you go. It's a bargain.
I mean, they could almost charge whatever.
Yeah, but you got to make sure it works. I mean, would you plop down $200 for something that promises you 4.3 inches?
No.
And then it doesn't work.
Well, but it says refunds, no questions asked.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's when you call and you get a bonk, bonk, bonk.
A what?
Remember that busy signal we used to get? You don't get busy signals anymore, do you?
No, it goes straight to voicemail or
you guys
this
remember
number
that.
Just give us a sports update, would you?
You guys are bonk, bonk, bonk.
Live from the Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Fullersville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
We had some Major League Baseball this afternoon. The Texas Rangers complete the sweep of the Chicago White Sox. They win today by a score of 5-3. Astros open up a series in New York tonight with the Yankees. That race is getting tight, and the Spurs have made it official. The AT&T Center is now called the Frost Bank Center. Dak Prescott coming up with us on the Blitz.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix in Oxnard for our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. Brought to you by Texas Cheer Liquor and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Dak Prescott on his way within the next 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, something like that. He'll be here shortly. Looking forward to talking with Dak about a variety of things, quite frankly. I mean, there's a number of topics to broach with the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Looking forward to it.
Well, and you know, one of the things that we've talked about with Dak before is he is a grade A trash talker.
Yeah.
He talks his fair amount of trash. And so since there's this national story going on right now because he and Diggs were trash talking, he'll put it to bed, or he'll do his best to put it to bed. Trayvon Diggs is trying to put it to bed, telling the media, look, national media, stay out of our business, which it ain't going to happen.
It's never
the Dallas
happen.
Cowboys. But also you look at he's that way. So Dak Prescott in about 15 minutes is what we're being told right now.
Okay, very good. Looking forward to that.
We're going to hold you to that, Rudy Jay.
Yeah, Rudy.
Yeah. I don't understand the hand signals, but
he's going to get out.
Yeah.
Is he nervous?
Probably.
Huh.
I mean, he didn't even show up for Micah Parsons.
No, I know he was nervous of Parsons, but that's okay. Yeah, because he made a ridiculous argument last night, although I agree with him.
What?
Rudy Jay
made a ridiculous argument that you agreed with.
I agree with.
Okay.
It was just how do you say this? Not superficial. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like hypothetical. Thank you, Pledge. Glad somebody's got my back around here. I got Spence looking at me goofy. I got RJ over there. I don't know what the hell he's doing. And Minix is just like, what?
I'm trying to remember anything that was said last night at steak night, which Pledge wasn't there.
Should probably stay in the beach house.
Well, it probably should.
It probably
but
should. So
what happens at camp doesn't stay at camp.
No,
and we all know that. But you said he said something ridiculous that you agreed with, although last night you disagreed with everything. I mean, there was nothing last night, no matter how ridiculous it was, that you actually agreed with.
I thought it was a good conversation all the way around. I know Rudy and I agreed on some of the topics that we talked about. You're going to stick with RJ no matter what, because you got your head so far up his behind. It's
RJ?
Of course.
Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? I mean, the only thing you and Rudy agreed on was to disagree.
No.
I mean, you disagreed with everybody last night.
No, not Rudy.
No, that's not true.
Not Rudy.
No, I mean, you guys couldn't even agree on a cigar last night. It was
cigar. I didn't have a cigar last night
because you didn't want what Rudy was offering. So you went to bed and he went out on the patio. It was so cold last night. I thought it was going to snow out there.
Let's get some truth in here, because there's been a lot of whoppers being told by one Jason Minix today.
Really?
Yeah, I actually bought Rudy cigars for his birthday, so I had one. So he knows he had cigars that I liked. Didn't want a cigar last night. So
he had one, and you bought it for him, and so
I bought it for
him.
Yeah.
But for you to have a cigar that you liked, you would have had to smoke the cigar that you gave Rudy for his birthday.
Well,
that's not really a gift.
Since there were 4 of them, I smoked one the other night. Very happy about it.
Here, Rudy, here's your birthday present. I'm taking half.
So he still has 3, unless he smoked one.
Yes.
I didn't want a cigar last night.
Okay. So what ridiculous thing did Rudy say last night that
I
you
thought we
agreed
that what happened there was going to stay there. And if you want to see it, you can go to
are you talking
to Rudy's
are you talking about trading
socials.
Dak for Justin Herbert right now?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. It's not that you agreed with Rudy. It's that you would probably trade Dak for a bag of chili cheese Fritos at this point.
That's not, although that doesn't sound bad, actually.
Because we haven't had lunch.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Maybe I got to take that into thought. But no, I mean, look, I'm looking forward to talking to Dak. I'm not afraid to say anything to Dak Prescott. I mean, he's heard it all. And so, sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't, but it's fun. And I wish that there was some point in time, honestly, where we could get that recorded, because some of the stuff that we talk about at the house, I think is really entertaining.
Yes.
Okay.
We have a good time.
See that we agreed on something today. I think it's the first.
We have a good time there. And you think about, where this Dallas Cowboys team is. And one of the things that we were discussing last night is defining success when it comes to Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys team.
Right.
Is an NFC championship game enough? Is a Super Bowl appearance but losing, say they lose to the Kansas City Chiefs, is that enough? Or does it have to be a ring? Or even then, is one ring enough for Dak Prescott? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 on Twitter, at Joe Reinagle 210, at Jason Minix, at SA Sports Star on Twitter and Threads. What would you define as a successful season for this Dallas Cowboys team? And when you say that, meaning Dak Prescott.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think a couple of playoff wins. And look, certainly if he made a Super Bowl, if the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl and lose, that's a successful season. I know they probably wouldn't see it that way. But you look at what Jalen Hurts right now. Now he's, the greatest quarterback in the league all of a sudden, according to some people.
Yeah, and Patrick Mahomes would like to have word with you.
I'm being sarcastic, obviously. But, look, you get to a Super Bowl, you reach a pinnacle. You look at it, you lost to a better team, and you go on. I mean, if you recall, that Super Bowl was fantastic.
It was.
It was fantastic. Both quarterbacks played well. I just think getting a couple of playoff wins, reaching the NFC title game.
Progression is what you're saying.
Progression.
Even though last year they did win a playoff
They
game,
did.
And so they did have progression, but, well, they beat a bad Tampa Bay team, even though everybody on the national media picked Tampa Bay to win that game.
Well, the national media is, is the national media.
But to your narrative, though, last year they did have progression.
They did. They won a playoff game, but and they've also got to get by the boogeyman, and that's the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
And most likely, at some point in time in the postseason, if things go as they should, they will face the San Francisco 49ers. Can they get by them?
It's the $1 million question, because they have ended the last 2 seasons.
That's right.
For the Dallas Cowboys. The first playoff loss to San Francisco just manhandled the Cowboys, and the front office and the coaching staff went out and got nastier on defense. They became a tougher team, and I think we're seeing that now when you look at that defensive front. Some of the guys that they have brought in, some of the play that we have seen here from that group. They saw where their weakness was, and they went out and they addressed those issues.
We got about 10 minutes. Dak just went into the tent next to us.
Okay.
So about 10 minutes till Dak Prescott gets over here.
Okay.
He's got a good-looking hat on, too. I got to ask him about that hat. All of a sudden, I'm infatuated with hats. I got a great hat in the shop today.
Yeah.
Dak's got a great hat.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And your hat that you got today, you had the option that would have satisfied all of your Texas football needs, your childhood team with your adult team.
But see, that just didn't sound right at all, or look right. And if you're wondering what we're talking about, there was a hat in the pro shop today, or the gift shop, whatever you call it, here at training camp, that had a star, a Cowboy star on the front of it, but it was, and the bill was all Oiler colors.
It was Oiler colors. It was Oiler colors. We've got this video on our social. So, at SA Sports Star, you can see the video of the hat. For the confused fan, Jerry Jones markets to everybody, including guys like Joe Reinagel. When you look at a guy like Joe Reinagel, grew up as an Oilers fan. He's coming over to the Dallas way. He's bought Cowboy gear and all that, but that was Oiler colors with the star on it.
Yeah, it just didn't look right. I don't think I would feel right wearing that. It just didn't look right.
I think James Pledger would wear it.
I don't know if he would.
I have seen a handful of probably about 10 dudes in the stands here
with that hat.
With that hat on.
Really?
Yes. It's different.
Well, it is different.
And two, I think it's perfect for the confused fan.
Well, I guess. So you're saying all those people in the stands are closet Houston Oiler fans?
No.
Okay, then what are they confused about?
I mean, you're an Oiler fan that everybody really wants to be a Cowboy fan. Non-Cowboy fans seem to pay more attention to the Cowboys than Cowboy fans.
Again,
right? And again, you can say you're an Oiler fan, but deep down, you're a Cowboy fan.
Well, look, I've been covering the Cowboys for 30 years now.
You're a fan.
When they do well, it's good for business.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You buy gear. You bought a hat today.
I did buy a hat. It's a damn good looking hat.
You're
too.
a fan.
Damn good looking hat.
Yes. Color schemes matter, according to James Pledger.
Yes, they do.
Yes. So he would wear Cowboys gear if it was in Oilers colors.
I guess, if that makes sense to pledge.
Because if we were to buy, pledge like, hey, you did a great job this week, here's a T-shirt from camp, he would never wear it.
No, he wouldn't.
In fact, I've done that for James before, and I think that's actually what he does use to clean the toilets is his Cowboy shirt that I got him from training camp.
Wow.
1980 whatever.
Well, that's disrespectful.
I'll never do that again.
No, and he wouldn't wear that hat. Not anywhere that mattered. He might wear it around his house.
Well, what concerns me is he cleans the toilet and then puts the shirt on it, which is just weird to me. But that's James Pledger.
That's Pledge.
In all of his glory.
No doubt about it.
Dak Prescott will join us coming up in just a couple of minutes live right here in Oxnard, California, as our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage continues.
Hey, let's face it, guys. It's very difficult to find products to take care of your face, to take care of the skin on your face. It really is. I was told a long time ago when I first got into TV that you got to start taking care of your face. It's important. You got to do it. And I just could never find anything until now. Found the perfect solution. It's Toro Cosmeceuticals, toroskincare.com. This is a luxury skincare line that is affordable, and it's all for guys. Yeah, everything you need, from face wash to moisturizer, toner, eye cream, maybe a shave and beard oil. Feels great going on, and it can actually repair your skin. You're going to look healthier, and you might even look a little bit younger as well. Toro's simply a game changer. It's an experience all for men. It's working for me, and I know you're going to like it as well. And to get you started, Toro is offering you a 20% discount. All you have to do is go to toroskincare.com, enter the code Joe. That's toroskincare.com, enter the code Joe. Fellas, it is time to treat yourself. You deserve it.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is your new home for Monday Night Football this fall. But that's not all. How about Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night, Thanksgiving, Black Fridays, Saturdays in December, the playoffs, and Super Bowl 58 in Vegas?
How about that, Cowboys? Yeah!
We get things warmed up with the Hall of Fame game, the Jets and Browns, live from Canton, Ohio, tonight at 6:30. When we say San Antonio's home for the NFL is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, we don't around.
Macy's one-day sale starts tomorrow with great deals of the day on back-to-school essentials they need now, like 40 to 50% off kids and juniors outfits, 25 to 50% off backpacks, bags, and accessories, and get their dorm room set with 40% off small appliances from Bella, Krups, and more. Plus, download the app for even more great deals of the day at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you're shopping for a new vehicle, you need to go see my friends at Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex. Very easy for me to tell you about and recommend Ancira because I am a long-time Ancira customer, and it's because of their great customer service before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades, and you know Price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
The only gun show left in San Antonio returns to the Shriner Auditorium, 1604 in Blanco. Can't make it this weekend? This Friday, Texas Gun Shows is open 4 to 7 p.m. and 10 to 5 Saturday and 10 to 4 Sunday. Texas Gun Shows, Shriner Auditorium, this Friday through Sunday.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds offer big, bold flavors like sea salt and cracked black pepper, spicy dill, and Korean barbecue. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein, bacony crunch. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous. Learn more at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have a lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the 10 Cup Bar. It's the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of SA, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. You stop running because your feet always hurt. That's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem, and it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
It's Hot Ticket Thursday. Be the ninth caller at 210-656-ESPN. And you could be on your way. The hottest tickets to the hottest events. Ninth caller wins.
That's right, caller number 9 right now on this Hot Ticket Thursday. You're going to win tickets to go see Manchester Orchestra. And at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 in Oxnard for our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. Dak Prescott just moments away.
Just moments away. He's about a minute or so away. So as soon as he gets here, we'll visit with the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And, you think about the Cowboys, second week of training camp. Their first preseason game is a week from today. Tonight, you will hear NFL preseason action right here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. We will have the Hall of Fame game tonight. The New York Jets taking on the Cleveland Browns. You won't see Aaron Rodgers play. You won't see Deshaun Watson play, but you will see San Antonio's own Reagan High School alum Kellen Mond getting the start tonight at quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
Now, he was also an Aggie. Exactly, the Aggie Kellen Mond as well.
Hear a whoop from the
I heard
background?
a whoop. Yeah,
I
there
mean,
must be an Aggie around
amazing.
here somewhere.
You just say Aggie and you hear a whoop come out of anywhere.
Exactly right. So that's good. Look, Kellen Mond is, he's listed as third on the depth chart for the Cleveland Browns. So certainly battling for his position there in Cleveland. So we'll see what happens. He's got to play well in the preseason.
He does need to, if he wants to stay in the NFL, he is going to have to get that done sooner rather than later. And again, the opportunity of getting the start tonight is going to be good. And look, I know it's preseason football. I know you're not going to see the stars, but we're all so hungry for football. Just anything to see NFL football when you are watching TV tonight. Like, we're probably going to go have dinner somewhere in Ventura, and it will be a place that will have a TV on and certainly have the Hall of Fame.
Just the fact that we're talking
tonight.
Football is a good thing.
Exactly. Let's get some headphones on. We'll get everything good and going. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, now joined by the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott. Dak, let's put this microphone down like
there
that there.
Turn
Look at that. On.
It's amazing when things work.
You do everything around here. I figured you were doing all that by yourself. I mean, you've done it enough. Yeah. All right. The elephant in the room. I saw the video the other day and went, yeah. And now it's a national story. You told us last year you're one of the best trash talkers on this team. It's a non-story, right?
It's 1,000% not a story at all. As I said before, I'm just glad they didn't get everything that's always said and talked about because, to me, it's a sign of not a lot of people have been in heated competing moments, and that's all that is. That's a brother right there. It's a guy that I see as a little brother. We have real life conversations. So when you're on the field, nothing really matters. Those are words, and those are guys holding each other accountable to wanting to be great.
Dak, you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, and with that, as well as anybody, comes either criticism or a lot of love. I'm watching TV this morning, and half of all those national sports shows are about you and the Dallas Cowboys. Is that tough to get used to, or do you just try to tune that out?
Yeah, I don't watch TV for one, so I couldn't have told you that. It doesn't bother me at all. But when you've been the quarterback for this team for 8 years, you understand that anything you do, anything that you say is always going to be a headline or something for some people to talk about and to create an opinion about. So it's part of it. Words don't hurt me, never really have. I know who I am. I know who this team is. I know what I strive to be each and every day. And that's really the only thing that's important to me.
Dak Prescott joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You look at this team as we're, another new year. Stephen Jones told us when he was on the show a couple of days ago, this might be the most complete roster that this team, the Cowboys, have brought to training camp in a number of years. Do you kind of feel that?
Yeah, I agree, especially just in my time. I mean, understanding the defense that we have, the depth on defense that we have, and it's now being a part of this offense, all the playmakers that we have. It's truly going out there. It's an iron sharpen iron environment. It is a game-like rep each and every play, and it's special. People are getting better, and we have a lot of good players who are holding themselves accountable to learning the system and to making sure that they're not the guy that's left behind. And I think when you have that, that's just a level that allows everybody to push the competition and to get better.
You say learning the system. Obviously, the big news in the offseason, the Mike McCarthy taking over the play calling, and there's some new things here. How much different, without giving anything away, obviously,
give it all away.
How much different is it going to be, Dak?
It's going to be a little different. I just think in the way that he calls the play is plays are a little bit more aggressive in a sense, but that you might not see it because he's calling them. But we've also communicated so well that, hey, make sure that's the right look. Make sure this is exactly what we want. I've got a few plays always in my back pocket to get to if I'm not comfortable what's being called against this defense. But we've got so many playmakers. I think you're going to see the ball coming out of my hand faster. Two guys like CD, Tony Pollard, Deuce, Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup, these young tight ends, and it's a special group that we have, and all of them are hungry to get the ball, and all of them are hungry to make plays.
Dak Prescott joining us here on the Blitz, here at training camp since the pads have gone on, which, 3 practices. But when a play hasn't been there, in years past, you dirt it, you start over or move on to the next one. This year, it seems like you're scrambling more. Will that be a part of the offense during the regular season?
Yeah, I think so. I think that just comes from getting healthy, understanding and feeling healthy, understanding the look that's behind the secondary, right, or the look that's behind the D-line, and knowing that, hey, if the look's not there, well, these guys are in man-to-man, these guys are in two-man, you know what I mean? This zone is flooded out to go get it, and a lot of it is paying attention to the situations, the down and distance. And so, as I said, we're already practicing like game-like reps, and hey, this is third down, we can go for it. And so everything matters, and I'm just trying to put myself in a game-like environment every time that I'm taking a snap.
Dak, as a quarterback, I'm sure you have to have a short memory.
Yeah,
because plays or throws can go bad, things like that can happen. I don't want to talk about last year, but you've already said you're going to have less interceptions this year. Is that going to take away from your aggressiveness, trying to throw guys open or fit a ball into a tight squeeze?
What happened last year? I'm just kidding.
No, that was a great answer.
It's about the details, and and our receivers have all got on. There's a credit to Coach McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer, and just in the way that they've installed this offense, installed their system, is making sure everybody knows the purpose of a play. Everybody understands where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to get the ball, and if they get the ball. Then at times, if they don't, the scrambles that can come behind it. And so, I don't. You never expect to do what happened last year, and I understand that we're a much better team where we've got more weapons, and we're just much better detailed in just the way that we're going to go about this game, that I don't even care to say the word anymore, and just trying to get better. As I said, play each rep like it's a game and just continue to get better.
A lot of talk, and not that we want to just keep going back to last year, but you look at the number, and then there's well, that one wasn't his fault, that one wasn't his fault, that one wasn't his fault, tipped or wrong route or whatever. You guys are the only ones that know, right? Will you tell us how many were actually on you versus just the game of football?
Yeah, at this point, I don't even know the number. What was the number that I had? Honestly, I don't like.
Nobody's gonna remind 15.
I couldn't tell you, but every interception has its own story. And there's damn sure a few that weren't great decisions, and there's a few that got away from me. And then there was a few that, hey, maybe they got away from me with the wrong route, right? But when you play this position, when you sign up in Pee Wee football and you want to be a quarterback until you play in the NFL, you've got to understand with all the job responsibilities and what that comes with. And that comes with taking that. You know what I mean? I'll take that patch and I'll wear that patch and understand that all those were my interceptions. They left my hand. I'm accounted for them, and that's how it is. And so when you play this position, you get the blame put on you sometimes, but a lot of times you get the credit that you don't deserve as well. And so that's part of it, and I'll own all of them.
All right, I know we're in training camp. We're looking forward to the season. Jason and I have been talking about this today. How do we define a successful season for the Dallas Cowboys? 12-5 the last 2 years. How does Dak Prescott define a successful season?
Yeah, honestly, Super Bowl. I've had a lot of wins in my career, a lot of winning seasons, and at this point, going into year 8, playing for this organization, it was that way in year 1, and I don't think the expectations have yet changed. It's to win a Super Bowl, and it's well overdue in this organization, and it's something that I want to get done in my career, and not just one. And but you've got to start with that. So it's about building on these past 2 years of 12-win seasons, making it to the playoffs, but winning. And once we get there, and winning the whole thing.
Dak Prescott joining us here on the Blitz as we wrap up the important question. You know, during the year, Mike McCarthy is on our morning show with Rob Thompson and Rudy Jay, the guy over there in that pony jacket that was cool in 1984.
I like it.
They send them they send them breakfast tacos. And
is that who that comes from?
That's coming from us, right? And so, what is the preferred breakfast taco of Dak Prescott?
Sausage, bacon, and eggs with the hash browns in it.
Nice.
And the sauce on the side. So y'all do send the sauces. So,
so I mean, you're happy with that, because I know. I mean,
that's not an every week thing.
Well, you have to win.
There's a trend.
It's only after a win.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we've had a lot of wins these past seasons. Well, I haven't paid attention to the trend.
McCarthy hasn't been sharing enough, but like
he's been sharing them.
Ben DiNucci's like, hey, can you send some of these, or can you send some of those a couple of years ago? And then he's the one that realized you guys only seem to send them after a win.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah.
So there is the specific breakfast taco that's going to be yours when they make the quarterback room.
That's perfect. I can't wait to get them every week.
Awesome.
Every week,
awesome.
Undefeated.
Dak Prescott here on the Blitz, man. Good luck this season. Appreciate you stopping by.
Dak, thanks.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring